What's up, guys? It's your cousin Vinny D here to talk about Fairytail chapter 499, Gray and Juvia. Excuse the mess, just kind of woke up. I saw spoilers for this chapter. Didn't really want to think this is what was going to happen. It was a really simple chapter because all it really was Gray fighting Juvia, and it sucked. Like, it was weird because when Gajiel supposedly died, I thought he went out like a badass. And Juvia dying, it's like she went out amazingly as well. I don't know if she's really dead because we know Fairytail likes to bring people back, but I don't know. It's just I feel so bad for Gray. Now, I've never been the biggest Gray fan. Like, I love Gray. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't like his character. I've never just been, like, the biggest Gray fan. Like, I've liked Natsu, everyone else better. He's been, like, my least favorite of the top 5 characters. Usually, or he's not that my favorite, I wouldn't say he's the last, but he's down there. So, it's just, he's, like, we talk about, like, the tragedy of Gray Fullbuster. Because Hiramashima must just hate this character. Like, absolutely hate this character. Because, so, just remember everything for Gray. Gray watched his master die in front of him. Gave her life to save him. Gray saw his parents die. Gray's father died in his arms. Silver died in his arms. He watched his master's disciple die. And now the girl he loves just gave her life to save him. That's a tragedy, man. That is a tragedy if I have ever seen one, and I have seen them. Trust me. I don't know what the point of doing all this is. I mean, next week's chapter is called Fire and Ice. So, I don't know how Natsu obviously has to be the fire is going to play into this, because unless Invil is getting fucked up and tells Gray, hey, your buddy Natsu is END, and Gray just doesn't like think in his head or anything and just charges straight at Natsu. That's all I can really see happening. I don't know why Natsu would get involved in this fight, but Invil is about to get absolutely destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. Because Gray is pissed as fuck, and that darkness that Invil talked about to come out is obviously, it has to be out in some form, but personally I think that Gray is going to be able to overcome the darkness and stay a good guy. Because I don't see a problem with having Natsu and Gray fight, but at the same time it's like, it's very Naruto and Sasuke like, and Hiramashima could have went that route already with Gray being an avatar, unless obviously he was saving it for this huge moment. So why would he tease it at that point for this? And I know there is a conversation that people have, like, who is stronger, Gray or Natsu, but I just don't think this story needs that, really. I think it would make a lot more sense if when Gray finds out who END is, that he doesn't go after him. He's more like, he wants to, but at the same time he doesn't, and he ultimately chooses not to because END is still Natsu. So that's where I think that's going to go. A little part of the chapter that I thought was kind of cool and interesting was when Invil was looking back at like a former time when it shows Zeref has the pendant around his neck. Sorry, again, I just woke up. And it was little Natsu and little Zeref, and they're like wearing togas. I just thought that was a cool part. And something else that I found very interesting that I don't understand is Invil said that since when Gray, he thought he died, that he was going to have to be the one to kill END. Now, how the hell would he be able to be the one to kill END? If Zeref is supposed to die by END, if Acnologia finds END to be a pest, and if dragons couldn't handle END. Now, I know Ignil just fell in love with him, and that's why I couldn't do anything, but if the END... The power locked inside Natsu is supposed to be this great. How the hell is Invil, yes, he's very, very strong, extremely powerful, but he's not as strong as Zeref, he's not as strong as Acnologia, he's not as strong as August, and he's not as strong as Elaine. So, if that's the case, from what we've seen, I could be wrong with his power level, how the hell is he going to be able to measure up to End? That just doesn't make any sense to me. But ultimately, this was a fantastic chapter, and I really enjoyed it somewhat. Not gonna lie, I'm somewhat hoping for an ass pull because I just don't think Gray deserves that. Out of all the characters I was expecting to go, I wasn't really expecting any really. I'm expecting Gildarts to go and Makarov at some point, but I wasn't expecting Juvia to go. And I really wasn't expecting Gajiel either, but at the same time it kind of made sense for Gajiel, and it didn't make sense for Gajiel just because there was Akin Logan, he's a Dragon Slayer. But I don't see how Juvia could come back, or why she would come back, because it's not like she died, it's like now she's living for Gray, which was a great way to do things. But the fan inside me will be hoping for an ass pull. I want to give this chapter a 9 out of 10, and I just feel like 10 out of 10 would be like, that's like a top tier, like the most amazing, and this is 10 out of 10 worthy, but I'm just gonna say 9 out of 10 because it was absolutely amazing. It was a hype for next week. There was no really battling, but it was probably one of the best Fairytail chapters, one of the most impactful Fairytail chapters since the Gajiel's supposed death. And next week, we're going to find out what the Fairytail title chapter means. Fire and ice. So, if you liked anything I had to say, if you guys could like, and if you think you're going to enjoy my videos, if you guys could subscribe, that'd be great. And hopefully I'll see you next time.